Matoi Ryuuko is the daughter of Isshin Matoi and the main protagonist of Kill La Kill. She transferred to Honnouji Academy searching for the twin of her red scissor blade and the person who used it to murder her father. It is later revealed that Ryuuko is the daughter of Soshiro and Ragyo Karyuin and the younger sister of Satsuki. It was also revealed that Ryuuko had supposedly died after she was born after Ragyo had attempted to fuse her body with life fibers, which was declared a failed experiment by Ragyo herself. However, Ragyo's experiment would later be revealed to be a success. Ryuuko was later saved by her father, with her father faking her death and raising her under the alias of Isshin Matoi until his death at the hands of Nui Haraim. 6 months after Isshin's death, Ryuuko transferred to Honnouji Academy. Ryuuko has a relatively simple personality, fierce and stubborn. She fears little, which is demonstrated when she directly and disrespectfully addresses Satsuki Karyuin, demanding that her questions be answered, and when she fights Takaharu Fukuroda, even though she is clearly overpowered. Later on, she is shown to be quite embarrassed when she is forced to fight in Senketsu's very revealing alternate form, though she overcomes her embarrassment in episode 3, showing that while she is not afraid of fighting to her death, she is somewhat self-conscious. Sometimes she can be shown calm, polite, content and warmly flattered. This is mostly seen when eating with the Mankinshoku family in episode 7. She admires the way Mako's mother makes food and has kind manners. She later is seen telling Senketsu how fun dinner was with them because of how her mother died when she was young, and her dad sent her to a boarding school, never knowing how a family dinner was like. Her flattery is highlighted in episode 1 when Motaro tried to steal Ryuko's wallet and mug her. She was cool with the intention of fighting, criticizing how street punking doesn't work for him and how goofy his gang was. After defeating them, she lets it slide by not fighting people who can't fight back. This is also seen with most opponents she faces when she often states the obvious. She shows fierce determination in finding her father's killer. Her stubbornness was taken up to ridiculous levels when she managed to free herself from Ragyo's mind control by merely punching herself. This same episode, however, has one of few demonstrations of shock on her part when Ragyo defeats Satsuki, rips out Ryuko's heart and reveals to be her mother. When Ryuuko is brainwashed after being forced to put on junketsu by Ragyo, her personality changes to be wild and sadistic, destroying everything around her without reason. After she is freed, she goes back to her usual personality, but is somewhat calmer and more mature. She also makes peace with Satsuki and is able to fight with her as a comrade, but is still having trouble recognizing her as her sister. Although, after Satsuki catches her when she is falling back to earth and welcomes her home warmly, Ryuuko replies by calling her sis. Ryuko's mother is initially presumed to have died after she was born, and her relationship with her father, Isshin Matoi, was strained and distant. Ryuuko spent her early childhood living in the dorms of Ox Elementary School as her father focused solely on his studies. A lack of guidance and being bullied by others, Ryuuko became a juvenile delinquent, constantly getting into fights and even going so far as to join a gang. 6 months before enrolling at Honnouji Academy, she received a message from her father and returned to her home, only to find him bleeding to death with a red scissor blade plunged into his chest. Isshin told her up front that if she wanted to live a peaceful life that she should get up and walk away, but if she wanted to fight in his place, she should take the blade, for as long as she had it she would surely be able to find his killer. Before Isshin could provide Ryuuko with further information, she caught sight of a shadowy female figure out of the corner of her eye, wielding the other half of the scissor blade. Ryuuko dashed outside the house, but was unable to apprehend the fleeing woman. Before she could get back in, an explosive device of some kind detonated and lit the house ablaze. Ryuuko watched in horror, screaming for her father, but to no avail. Vowing revenge, Ryuuko became a wandering vagrant looking for clues behind the killer's identity and whereabouts.